Welcome back to episode 9 of the Birds of a Feather podcast. We're your hosts, as always, Carter Stedman
and Isaac Veal.
So we take a couple weeks off, like we said, with the new schedule. I'm just going to upload every other week. That way we have better content for you guys, and it gives us a break as well. There's been a lot happening, though. Been a lot going on campus. We've had 2 cross-country races, wrapped up our season. Lacrosse has been on a break as well.
Yep.
Coming up on Thanksgiving break. It's getting darker earlier here. The weather is starting to cool off. The fall season is here.
Yeah.
And we're excited about it.
Very excited.
So just kind of walk us through a little bit last couple weeks, like what's been going on with you. Obviously, like we mentioned, lacrosse is in the off season, but just kind of catch us up a little bit.
Like I said last week, things have been really boring lately, just because I don't have lacrosse. We had our last week of medal last week. That was pretty fun. I ended up PRing in my my vertical, 29.9. So that's pretty exciting for being a white guy.
You gotta get to 30.
I know, dude. I was so pissed. I went and did 2 more times, and I couldn't. I just kept going back down, like, oh, whatever. So I've been getting into our gym a lot more every day. So that's good. Been just trying to bulk up for when regular season starts. I'm supposed to get to like 205, and then cut back down to like 195, 200.
What are you at right now?
Right now I'm at 200.
Okay.
So
Sure, you're almost there.
Yeah, I'm almost there. Hopefully I can pack on some lean muscle instead of just getting fat.
Yeah.
So that's always a struggle. But other than that, I've had like little to zero motivation to do anything this past week, and I gotta do a presentation tomorrow, so it's been weird. He's
kind of like dead season.
Yeah,
I get that too. Except for I could not be more excited that I have nothing to do. I've had 2 cross country meets since we last recorded. The first one up in Alaska, pretty cold. It ranged anywhere from 15 degrees at the coldest to like 30 at the warmest. So went up there for our conference meet, 8K, and we placed 5th out of 10 teams. We knew we would be somewhere in that 4 to 8 range, and so to come away with 5th was solid. You know, we were only 4 points away from 4th place, which was Western Oregon. So that was a little frustrating. We knew that we could have got them. And for me personally, it was probably one of my lesser races of the season. It was a tough course, lots of hills.
Man, running those conditions would be terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. It was just really like rapid up and down, and then you kind of go out into a flat. And so I just wasn't really able to find a rhythm, I felt like, just between, like I said, the layout of the course, my heart rate kind of just going like all over the place a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that was frustrating, but definitely a good learning experience and some motivation going into next year, just kind of knowing what I have to do to run at the level I want to. But fortunately, we qualified for regional, so I got the opportunity to go run at the West Regional over in Monmouth, which was a lot of fun. Got to have dinner with my aunt and uncle, and my family came up and had dinner with us and the team. So that was a really good time, and then just had some friends drive up from the Dirty Burg, and they got to come watch, and so that was really fun. Really thankful for them and all their support. And that race, kind of similar to Alaska, I think I felt better about this regional meet just because it was a 10K, which is the longest competitive race that I've ever ran in, and which is about 6.2 miles for those that don't know.
Oh, that's brutal.
And it was definitely a more flat course than Alaska. But there's some sneaky hills. There's a couple stretches where it's just like gradually up, but you can't really notice it. And then on the back end, definitely some like real up and down for a little bit. But it was just a tough race. I mean, I laid it all on the, out on the grass that day. But I mean, just, it was wet, it was cold, but no excuses. I just wish I could have, ran a little bit better. But like I said, good experience. And I know I emptied the tank that day. And in a sport like cross country, I mean, that's really all you can ask for. It's just more about, some people are going to have good days, some people are going to have bad days, and it's just about being consistent. But I learned a lot from this year, so I'm very excited about that. Very blessed to just have the opportunity that I did. So we get a couple weeks off now. up until about Thanksgiving, and then we'll start getting back into the swing of things.
What's that going to look like? So it's going to be just track, but are you going to be running it as far, or
I think early on it'll just be about getting the legs back, getting the miles under you, nothing too strenuous. And then as we get into the thick of, the winter and the indoor season, I think it will get a little bit more event specific. So I'm planning to do the 8 and 1500s, I guess, with a few exceptions, maybe like a 3K or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with that, obviously shorter distances than what you're running across. So you're doing more speed workouts and whatnot, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I feel like that'd be more fun than just running.
Yeah, it'll be nice just to kind of get the legs turning a little bit quicker. Obviously, just running not as far is nice, but definitely shorter distances have their hardships as well. You have to run faster, obviously.
You just kind of go.
Yeah, pretty much. But I have all this endurance built up from the last couple of months of training, so I'm excited about it. It'll be something new, so looking forward to that. And so that pretty much does it for our sports recap recently.
Yeah. It's been pretty slow.
Yeah, winter sports are starting up here on campus. We've got some basketball games.
You have C of I on Thursday.
Yeah, excited about that.
Yep.
And then Walla Walla on Saturday for homecoming. So any of those in the Nampa area, pull up, come support the guys. Reigning GNAC champs, so it's a pretty big deal. And so just be sure to show out and show up for all the guys here putting in the work.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, here we go. News from the nest. This is a little segment we've been working on the last couple weeks, couple episodes, I guess. So let's see what's been going on around campus recently. Just kind of outside of what we've already mentioned with the athletics program. It's been colder.
Yeah.
A lot of leaves on the ground.
Yeah.
And,
rained.
Yeah, it did.
A couple times.
It's been wet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just kind of.
There's just nothing. There's honestly not much happening.
No. Yeah, we had someone go out the fire door the other day, the fire exit,
gosh.
so the alarm
and
was.
We've gotten this talk and the emails from our RA and RD saying don't go out the fire exit, don't do all this, and people still go out the fire exits. It's unreal
Every time.
It's so loud, and it makes me so mad, dude.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. Speaking of loud, I actually have a personal story that I remember. I shared this with you the other day. So I'm in the bathroom the other day here in Culver Hall, and I'm just doing my business. I'm in the stall, and guy comes in next to me, sets his stuff down, backpack, whatever, and he's using the stall, and I'm just chilling there, just scrolling on my phone, Instagram, whatever, just wasting time, have nothing to do. All of a sudden, just it just echoed throughout the bathroom.
Dude, it's that Dex food. That's what it is.
It is the Dex
Oh
food.
gosh,
that stuff is awful.
Oh.
So I'm in there, and I'm trying to be like respectful of the guy because I know he's just,
he's just trying to get that out.
Yeah, he's just trying to do his thing, and then so I'm like laughing, but I'm like covering up my mouth and my nose, and all of a sudden I just hear. So I just like lost my mind and started dying laughing. I still don't even know who it was, but just so funny, dude. It was, it like made my whole day. It was so funny. And so yeah, everything like Isaac said, just it's pretty gray, kind of gloomy. The fall trees, they do look nice with the leaves coming off, change of color.
Yeah.
I'm honestly excited for the snow, just in the sense that like.
We don't
brighten things up a little bit.
And we don't really see a lot of snow in Oregon.
Yeah.
Or we do, which is like that sloppy wet snow.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's gonna be cool for like the first week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, then it's gonna be miserable.
Yeah, it's just be like this.
It's like, okay, it can melt now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just kind of getting through it.
Just trying to get by until Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, exactly. But outside of Nampa, there's a lot of major things going on in the world. One of those being football season, as always. November is prime time for college football. There's been some big games going on. Washington, the most underrated team in college football, still at number 5.
Because they're trash.
Should be in the top 4.
Isn't Oregon ranked above them somehow?
No, Oregon's
I saw.
6.
Oh, like I saw somebody posted like they put Oregon above them. Like,
yeah,
that cannot be right.
They use the excuse like they call it the eye test because basically, like Oregon since they played each other, like Oregon has been playing better football.
Oh yeah.
But still, like Washington's undefeated.
It
so
was a
you
close
can't-
game. Washington
It was
USC.
close.
That was a close game.
That was close. Now, yeah, Oregon plays USC next, and I think.
That's what Oregon better slap them. I can't stand Caleb Williams.
Yeah, he's awful.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I get being emotional, like,
Dude.
it's an emotional sport, but every time they lose, this guy's crying, dude.
He's
time.
crying, or he's on the bench like just moping around instead of just going to the locker room.
Yeah, and
Like,
then he's like
dude.
standing up during his press conference.
I
Just saying.
want to go cuddle with my dog and watch a movie. Like, dude, just be with your team or give a real answer.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I've told you this before. I think he just wants to be posted on ESPN and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
100%.
Like, he's all chasing the clout. Like,
Yeah, I agree. And
God.
there's just a lot of things that I've read about him and just that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. One of those being he talked about when he gets drafted this year, he might be
What?
potentially number one pick. He
No,
wants potential
no.
ownership
yeah,
in a team, in whatever team drafts him.
that doesn't even make sense.
Tom Brady didn't even have partial ownership of the Patriots, and he won 6 Super Bowls.
And he's it doesn't make any. I don't know what he's thinking.
yeah, no.
I mean, like,
unreal.
he's smart. He wants to like make money on have part ownership or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's never gonna happen.
No. Maybe, I don't know, win your conference before you get drafted to the NFL and are
Yeah.
trying to own part of a team.
Quit crying like a little baby first. Like,
Couldn't agree more.
oh,
But yeah, no, that was a really good game. USC's offense is really potent. They throw the ball around a lot. As much trash as we talk about Caleb Williams, he is a pretty good quarterback.
he is pretty good. Whatever.
And so that'll be interesting just to see how they match up with Oregon. I would assume the Ducks take it,
obviously.
but you never know. It's college football, and that's why you play the game. And then outside of that, in the NBA, have you seen any of like the play-in tournament stuff that's been going on? I know
No.
you're not a big basketball
No, I
guy.
haven't. I watched like some clips of Wemby. That's about it.
Yeah, Wemby's been going on.
Dude,
He's a
it's
freak,
crazy,
dude.
He's insane.
I watched a clip of him the other day. I think they're playing the Suns. First of all, he's bringing the ball up the court. You never see.
Oh yeah, and he pulls up
and
from,
just
from
pulls
deep.
up
Yeah.
for 3.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Like, that's insane.
that shouldn't be a thing. Like that isn't healthy. And he's just a problem, man. I mean, you watch him play KD and obviously Kevin Durant, like the skill set he has. Like he obviously, held his own. But
Yeah.
Wemby's just a different monster. I mean,
is
anyone that can contest Kevin Durant's shot and then like come down on the other end and just hit like pull up threes just like KD can.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's gross. But it's awesome, dude. It's fun
yeah,
to
it
watch.
is pretty cool.
He's sick.
He
But
looks like he's like Slenderman out
yeah,
there.
no, 100%. But yeah, this play-in tournament stuff. Basically, they just put it in this year, and so obviously you have your playoffs at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But
Is that the thing I see ads for? Like the guy's like, I got this one idea, 30 teams, one.
yeah,
Okay,
so basically, and then have you seen it like where they change their courts to like the
yeah,
whole color?
those are sick.
Yeah, they are cool. So basically, what they did is there's 30 teams in the NBA, 2 conferences, so 15 per
Yeah.
conference, and they broke. Each team gets put in a group of 5, which is a little confusing because they already have divisions.
Mhm.
So it's like, why would you not just do your division?
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the way it is. I think it's a random draw.
Mhm.
And basically, like when you play these teams throughout the season, it counts as they call them tournament games. So that's when they change the core, all that. And so then essentially they take the 6 teams, like with the best record at each group, and they make it, and then 2 wild cards, 1 from each conference. And then basically it's just an 8-team tournament in Vegas in the middle of the year. And then basically it's just like a cash prize. And then, a lot of players like pitching their ideas about like they should play for an automatic playoff spot.
Oh yeah,
Or like a draft pick or something like that.
that would be cool.
I think that'd be pretty sweet. It's just hard.
This is the
'cause,
first
like,
year they've done this.
Yeah, they've never done it before.
That's a good idea.
So yeah, I think it's interesting. I think players are still kind of trying to like figure it out and whatnot.
Yeah,
But I think in a way, it just makes it more entertaining for the fans and whatnot. And it's just something new, a twist. So I think I wasn't a huge fan at first, but I think it's starting to grow on me, which is cool. So I mean, yeah, it's fun. Basketball season's back. For me, this is like the best time with sports, just because you get all the seasons.
yeah, you got everything.
So it's been pretty sick. And so we're gonna turn the page a little bit. New segment. I can't remember if we've done this or not, but we're gonna call it "Advice You Didn't Ask For."
I said no.
So just kind of like a little, maybe a life lesson, maybe some scripture or whatever, maybe something you've been experiencing, but just like something you had to share for anyone maybe going through a similar experience you are right now. Just some solid, like, good life advice for the listeners.
Oh man, you go first. I got to think of something real quick.
Okay,
all right,
I go first. For me right now, I think the biggest thing is just, try and enjoy the moment. It's very cliche, but I just think a lot of times around the holidays, especially, I know I've been experiencing this, and probably you as well, just like you want to get home, you want to see your family, which is obviously like, that's awesome, like that's the way it should be. But I've just been trying to, like, and this has helped me be more patient, is just like, you only get to be in college once, you only get to experience this one time. We don't know how the rest of our tenure here is going to play out, and so just enjoy the moment. Just try and soak up everything for what it is, the good days, the bad days, just because like life only really gets harder from here, and just don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think kids, especially student athletes, have a tendency to do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so I think just like sometimes it's okay to just take a moment and like realize where you've been. I think the past couple of weeks, just with my races and wanting to perform at a high level on a big stage, it's just kind of like I've been able to take a deep breath and really just soak it in. Like, I'm just happy to be here. Obviously not satisfied, but just enjoy where you're at. Just take a moment to see how far you've came, and so that's been really important for me the last couple of weeks.
Man, that's good.
Yeah.
Mine is not as deep as that, but I'm gonna try. For me, like I said, I haven't been motivated at all this week. So I'd say my advice that you didn't ask for would just be like, just do it. Like, for me, I
think I've seen that on a Nike commercial before.
No, I actually trademarked that. I'll just lay in bed and I'll like not want to do my work, but like you just got to do it. Once you get it done, then you're just more productive throughout the day. Like, or I'll go and lift. Like, just go do it. It's only an hour and a half out of your day at the most. Like, just don't be a lazy bum. Just like do what you need to do, then you can relax.
Yeah, 100%.
Back home, Todd Way, the guy that I worked for at DFN, he told me that college is like a job. It's 9 to 5, and then you can relax. So like 9 to whenever your classes are done,
Right.
And then you're studying, and then you got practice, and then you go to bed and you do it again. So I've been trying to kind of make that like my kind of thing, I guess. Like, I'm here to do my job over and over and over again until it's done, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I guess that'd be my advice for you guys. Just do what you need to do.
Yeah. So that's what we got for you guys, just in terms of that. I think it's definitely important just to have your reasons to keep going. For you, like we've mentioned, when things are just gloomy, they're boring, they're repetitive, not a lot of exciting stuff happening on a day-to-day basis, what is kind of like your go-to to keep going? Because like despite not having anything to like, no reason essentially to just keep you going, like you still have to be able to stay disciplined.
Yeah.
So like for you, what does that look like?
Say that one more time.
So essentially, like just where we're at, it's like pretty slow moving time.
What keeps me going?
Yeah, what keeps you going?
What keeps me going?
Yeah.
Well, for school, what keeps me going? I want to keep my academic scholarship. That's one.
That's facts.
That's one. That's not like as like the one that I think about the most, but it's mostly like my parents like raised me to do the best I can in all of my classes, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Like, even if I fail some test or something, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna try and do my best.
Right.
For like lacrosse and everything, is the competition. Race, he got All-American last year, and I want my playing time, so I'm trying to put in the work so I can play this year. I don't want to just be a freshman that just rides the bench or something.
Yeah.
I want to get my fair share of playing time, because I just like, I'm here for a reason. Like, I got here from hard work, so I'm going to keep putting in that hard work until I get my end goal, which is starting or playing.
Yeah, 100%.
What motivates you to keep going?
For me, I think at certain times it changes, but the main thing is always, it's pretty similar to like what you said, just kind of my family and my people back home, just because I know that I have so many people that have put so much time and effort and energy into what I do. And just like what I mentioned about running at regionals, just having those people that are willing to show up on a weekend, taking time out of their day where they could be relaxing, it's cold, it's wet, whatever. And I just know they've sacrificed so much for me, so just trying to make them proud, trying to somehow find a way to repay them, just for everything they've done. Maybe not necessarily like financially, but just in my efforts and what I have to do. And then another thing that I'm very grateful for, I want to give a shout out to a couple people, Ryan Wilson, Marcus Lobo, those two guys in specific, younger guys, they're still living their best life back home at RHS. But I reach out to them a lot. They both run cross country, both athletes, and just guys that I feel like they look up to me a lot, and I felt that when I was a senior last year. So just knowing that there are people rooting for you back home, that looked up to you, I just take, I wouldn't necessarily call myself a role model, but if you have people that look up to you, you definitely want to be able to just try and show them the right way to do things, and so I just appreciate all the support that they've given me. They've done a lot, just in terms of reaching out, texting me before my meets, just staying in touch with them. So yeah, any sort of, just a little motivation, people that can give you kind of a spark, I think has been a big thing for me. So, I just appreciate just really my people, I think is my biggest sense of motivation.
Yeah.
So, well, I think that is pretty much it here for the most part.
Who was this podcast sponsored by?
I'm pretty sure this podcast is sponsored by Northwest Physical Therapy.
That's who it is.
That's right. Dr. Dan Ibarra, back home, doing his work. We know he's fixing everyone up back there like he's Bob the Builder or something. Big shout out to Dan Ibarra.
Love Dan.
Like we've mentioned before. Actually,
every day, every time, Dan.
Dan's a
Always
guy.
Dan.
So we just want to appreciate them for their sponsorships, for this podcast, and just supporting us as student athletes. And like we mentioned before, if you know any small business owners, or just anyone who's willing to help or just reach out, we are definitely down to just interact with small businesses or people who are, we'll do anything. It doesn't even have to be a sponsorship. No. We can do some interviews. If anyone wants to be interviewed,
yes,
please reach out. We'd like to do something special for episode number 10, reaching double digits.
DM us.
Yes.
Our business email, comment on our YouTube, anything. We'll reach out.
And we'll be a little bit more active on Instagram.
We have been slacking a little bit.
Yes. So we're going to pick that up. That is our bad. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Not a ton of information here. But it's the middle of November, and it's gloomy every single day, and it's cold.
It sucks.
And we're just going to keep thugging it out, really. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up here, I think, unless you got anything.
No, that's it.
So we appreciate you guys for listening. We'll probably get one out before we leave for Thanksgiving, because once we get there, I'm doing nothing but hanging out with friends and family.
Damn straight.
And eating a lot of food. So we'll catch you guys in a couple weeks, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.